Hi, I'm Steve Berry. This is the preview for our Manor Park Classics South August sale, which happens this Saturday, August the 22nd. It starts at noon. You have to be registered to bid. It's all very simple. Go online to our excellent website, manorparkclassics.com. You'll find all the details there, straight into it. And what a car to start with. Would you believe it's over 20 years old now, this one? 2004 Porsche 911 Turbo Cabriolet. For some people, this car will have everything. And at the time, looking at the spec on it, boy, oh boy, oh boy, what an expensive motor car when this one was purchased. Brand new 22 years ago. Would you believe that the shape still looks incredibly contemporary to me? But then I do spend a lot of my time looking at, driving and working with old cars. So that probably explains that to a degree. Legendary twin-turbo Metzger flat six with four-wheel drive, dramatic wide body styling, genuine everyday usability. Yeah, this is, despite the fact that it's over 20 years old, a very usable car with most of the features that you would find on a brand new car, apart from the hugely annoying and frustrating. Is it an old man thing? It might be, I don't know. Big flat screen that you're expected to prod all the time while you're trying to get from one place to another. I'll never get into that as long as I live. This is lacking in that, but it's got everything else you'd expect in terms of the tech that you'd find on the car. Immense performance expected from the 996 turbo engine. And get this, even though it's a cabrio and it's four-wheel drive, it is a manual. A lot of cabrios are automatics because that's just the way that cabrio people roll normally. But this one isn't. It's a rare manual. Arctic silver, they call this colour. A contrasting blue electrically operated hood and a black leather interior, which is in very good shape. There doesn't look to be any more wear. In fact, is it black or is it dark blue? It's black. That steering wheel just looks blue, but I think that might be our skylights here. Yeah, black leather, Arctic silver on the outside, 80,000 miles from new. The history file's good. All kinds of invoices and documents, significant expenditure on this car over the years. It's been looked after. That's very easy to see. Just having a quick run round. The wheels could do with a bit of a refurb. They're actually better on this side, on the driver's side, than they are on the other side. And so I would imagine that there were a few little parking snafus down the year, but let's not hold that against the previous owner. The paint on the front is in very good condition. I can't imagine it's not been touched up because I can't see a single scratch, paint chip or other imperfection. Headlights could do with a bit of buff, but of course they would. It's 22 years old. 28 to 32,000 pounds on this 2004 Porsche 911 Turbo Cabriolet with, as we say, the very desirable manual 6-speed box. Westfield SE Wide body. 1997. Is it 1997 though? I mean, yes, it's 1997, so it's nearly 30 years old, but what's the mileage on this one? Do we know? Has it got an speedometer? Yes, 12,207 miles since 1997. 1700 Ford Crossflow engine, 5-speed manual gearbox, lively performance, as you'd expect, with something that weighs as much as a flip-flop. Maybe a bit more. The vendor reports that the car performs exactly as intended, which is to deliver responsive steering, agile handling, and engaging performance. £4,500 to £6,500. That is a bargain. Westfield. I think they're German now. What an odd world, eh? Where Westfield, yeah, I try to keep up with developments in the car world. This one isn't German, look at that, British. Got a Lotus sticker on it. Well, it was Lotus derived. The design was Lotus, wasn't it? But this was just kind of an upgrade on the original, quite an upgrade on the original Lotus 7 concept. The genius who was Colin Chapman, one of the few geniuses in the history of the British car industry. A difficult man in many respects, as the reading that I've done, but a genius nonetheless of the Lotus 7. It was the first thing he did, really, wasn't it? You know, it begat so many, it inspired so many other car makers, including Westfield. £4,500 to £6,500. 2006 Porsche 911, so it's the 997 era of the 911. Isn't it odd how we kind of divide the history of this car up into the different incarnations that there have been over many decades, but that's the way we roll, I suppose. We've gone away from the fried egg headlights. We're back to a more traditional design in 2006. This is the four-wheel drive version. Has it got a manual gearbox? Let's have a look. Yes, it has. A 6-speed. It's so great. Look at the interior. In fantastic condition. It's so Teutonic in there. It's like, yes, I am very plain, but I am of high quality, and that is sexy. That was meant to be German. Wasn't very good, was it? Never mind, I won't do it again. Right, excellent condition, very good paintwork. I'll be the judge of that. Let's have a look. Oh, the paintwork's fantastic. Wow, how is this 20 years old? Wonderful. Right. We've got a strong service history on this car, 9 stamped entries, all from Porsche main dealers. Somebody's just spent £7,000 on major maintenance, including coolant pipes, brakes, coil packs, a battery, work on the gearbox, IMS inspection, and a geometry setup. It's MOT'd until June 2027. The paint really is exceptional on this one. How's it done, the mileage that it's done? Is it digital? Let me have a look round there. Does it mention it here? Yes, it does. I don't need to do that. 43,000 miles in 20 years. Not a lot, is it? But, wow, the wheels, the paintwork on this one, immaculate. Immaculate. Somebody's lavished a lot of love and a lot of money on this 2006 Porsche 911 Carrera 4S. Low mileage, 6-speed, quad exhaust tips. Looks saucy, doesn't it? Subtle colour, black interior. Flies under the radar, this one. A very desirable, very usable, very practical motor car that looks a damn sight more than our estimate of where the hammer will fall this Saturday at Manor Park Classics South. We reckon £22,000 to £26,000 is where the hammer falls. Don't forget there are, of course, fees as well as the hammer price. It's an auction. You know that, don't you? Don't forget to register if you're not already registered. Alfa Romeo Spider. I had one of these. Is this an S4? I like those wheels. They're like the Auto Delta wheels that were on the GTV. I don't remember. I had a Spider for 32 years. Rebuilt it twice. Burnt to the ground once. Rebuilt it from the ground up. And so I know quite a bit about these. I know that this is a... Which one is this, though? Is it an S3 or an S... It's not an S4. Yeah. So it's still got traditional looks, but it's got plastic bumpers instead of the classic chrome ones. Little offset number plate, because it's an Alfa. I think I'll be swapping that for a small one. Is this your car, sir? Yeah. I want to talk to you about the number plate. It's an Alfa Romeo, mate. It came like that. It's in lovely condition. The paintwork is fantastic. The interior is great. These seats are a lot more supportive and accommodating than the ones that were in my 1972 Camtail Spider. It's got a lovely Nardi wooden steering wheel and a Nardi gear knob there. It's done just under 50,000 miles since 1997. The hood is good. The hood's in very good condition. Yeah, all the linkages here are good. The wheels are great. I love them. They're expensive wheels. What size are they? They're big as well. They really fill out the arches. And a set of, are these new, virtually new, Pirellis. I don't like to see I like to see Pirellis on an Alfa Romeo. Don't know about you. Or Michelin. A European tyre. I've got nothing against Chinese tyres. I've got nothing against Korean tyres. But on an Alfa Romeo that looks like this, shouldn't you equip it with a lovely set of Pirelli tyres? It's only right, isn't it? This one's got ABS, leather trim, alloy wheels, power assisted steering, electric windows on an Alfa Spider. Really? Yeah. Yeah, it had become a bit of a boulevardier at this point, 1997. Like I say, mine was a 72, my S2 2-litre Veloce. Here we go. Right, this right-hand drive example has been converted from left-hand drive. It was left-hand drive originally. So are they kilometres? No, that's mph. 8 to 10,000. Yeah, it looks great. I love the wheels. Nardy, great seats, leather seats, in great condition. What a lovely looking car. What a bellissima. What a beautiful car. I love these cars. I miss mine. It's on the other side of the world now. I wonder what's happening to it. Something terrible. 8 to 10,000 pounds. The Alfa Spider with the old 2-litre twin cam. Aston Martin DB7 Vantage Volante. Wow. Wow. Look at the paint on this car. What a great colour. Like an emerald green. Look at it shimmer. We've got a new valeter detailer down here. He's good. Straight away, I can tell he's pretty good. Look at this. Fantastic. But the car's in amazing condition anyway. Finished in Pentland Green. Pentland Green, that colour's called. It's a great colour with a fawn and olive leather interior, which is in very good condition. 45,297 miles with 11 former keepers. 11? How have 11 people own this car? It's an amazing condition. When 11 people have owned a car, there's at least one idiot in there, and it's usually me who's ruined it. But this car is in absolutely fantastic order. The driver's seat's got a bit wear on it, but yeah, 45,000 miles. I'm sure that could be sorted out quite. There isn't a rip in it. It just needs some love. Yeah. Recent work includes a replacement fuel pump, a new a German mohair green hood. Fantastic German mohair, no less. Are you supposed to? Is it manual? Are you supposed to pull on it like that? No, because if you were, it'd move. Well, you can, I suppose, if you have to. Extensive service history on this car from Aston Martin specialists, including Grange Aston Martin, Belgravia Garage. Oh, I bet they're affordable. Hello, Belgravia Garage. Would you like to bring your motor carriage in for servicing, Mr. Berry? I'll send my man. What a car. What a classy car. Look at this. You want to impress people? Don't be coy. We all want to impress people. How can you impress people more cheaply than this wonderful 1999 Aston Martin DB7 Vantage Volante? Top of the tree with the V12 and a 5-speed automatic gearbox. You are not going to believe where we think the hammer's going to fall on this one. You're going to think that's going to be an expensive motor, surely. 10 to 14,000 pounds is our estimate. And I, for one, am gobsmacked. All that class for so little brass. Hey, what do you think about that, Lewis? That could be my catchphrase, couldn't it? I've been searching for one. All that class for so little brass. It has to be said with a northern accent. 1946. I love it. Don't get high on your own supply, Berry. That's my other catchphrase. 1946 Standard 8. Post-war charm, beautifully restored. Yeah, something for everybody here. We've got super fast sports cars, track-based, drive you nuts, set your trousers on fire stuff. And we've got this. A lovely old rhubarb and custard classic. That's what them colours remind me of. The yellow and the red. Rhubarb crumble with custard. See, that's a good thing. I'm not having a go. It's not criticism. That is something that I associate these colours with Old England. Just after the war, 1946. An important small British car featuring streamlined styling. Yes. Finished in beige and burgundy with a burgundy leather interior. Oh, the interior's just been redone, obviously. New carpets, new door cards. Seats have been recovered, obviously. Because guess what? Even I can tell that that's not been like that since 1946. Comprehensive 5-year restoration, read your notes, Berry. Between 2013 and 2018, this car was featured in Our Triumphs magazine. even though it's a standard 8. Yes, I know about Triumph and standard Triumph and all that sort of stuff. The odometer reads 3,995 miles. We think that's the restoration, that's the mileage since the restoration completed in 2018. It passed an MOT in 2024 with no advisories. The vendor reports that it starts readily and runs and drives really well. This is an uncommon, I like the use of that word in the notes, an uncommon British classic. Yeah, exactly, lads. It's not your MG, it's not your it's something a bit different. A standard 8. Fantastic. £4,000 to £6,000. Can't believe how cheap that is. That would have been a fraction of the cost of that restoration. I can tell you that. Because my mate's just had his car from this era repainted, and he got a bill for £6,500. It was a lovely job, but it's not straightforward, is it? Painting a car that's getting on for what? Nearly 80 years old now. Well, 1946. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, it's never straightforward, is it? Every time you unbolt something or remove something, horrors lie beneath. It's simply because of the age. Here's an interesting car. My old friend and colleague, Mr. J. Clarkson, our next Prime Minister, put your money on him now. Don't tell him I told you. I'm telling you, if he studied, get in. The farmer's friend, he loves these, doesn't he? And with good reason. The Jensen Healey, a classic 2-litre British sports car with extensive recent work. Now, this is a 1975 car, so it's a Mark II. It's got just under 60,000 miles on it. It's historic, which is MOT and tax exempt. 2-litre engine, 5-speed gearbox, rear-wheel drive, all the things that you want a British sports car to be. It's red, it's got a black interior, black leather seats. It's red, it's got alloy wheels, wow, which in 75, it's quite a big deal, wasn't it? Very distinctive design as well. This car is very 70s. Obviously, these bumpers were for the American market, and they are a bit ugly, but we had to sell cars to the Americans, and that's what was mandated by US federal law. You got to make your British sports cars ugly, so they could sell Corvettes and Camaros. They made us, the Europeans. They had to have them on Fiat X19s. They look absolutely bizarre. But that was 1975. It's a bit bigger than your MG, isn't it? Quite a bit bigger. And it's got a 2-litre engine. It's faster. I suppose it's somewhere, 1975. Are we still with an E-Type? I think we just about are, aren't we, before we go to XJS. So it's somewhere between an MGB Roadster and an E-Type, although of course much more unusual. I love it. It came from racing. Great to drive. I've only driven one once at Bicester, although it was around a really weird car. I drove it around a kart circuit. And it's quite a big car to drive around a kart circuit, but let me tell you, you can get the back end sliding. It's a lot of fun. I'm not suggesting you do that on the way to Sainsbury's, but you know, you can if you want. But to do that, you have to buy it. And we reckon that this Jensen Healey Mark II convertible, which has had loads of work recently, new floors and sills, a new clutch, new battery, new starter motor, rebuilt Delauto carburetors, a clean fuel tank, new fuel sensor, oil cooler, crank seals, radiator hoses, brake pipes, brake pads, and a new timing belt. It's got the blooming lot. Been right through it and sorted it out. The red paintwork is suffering a bit. Yeah, there's some chips. What the vendor's done, what the owner's done, is sorted the car out mechanically, so it drives. And it looks great. When you get close up, there's loads of sort of dings and scratches and bumps and lumps and stuff like that. But it's not like it's 3 different colours. I think it still looks great. Almost new set of tyres, proper height on the sidewalls. What are these, Pirelli Centauros or something like that? Duraturn. I've never heard of them. They look good though, and they're the right size. The sidewall is the correct depth. Yeah, none of this sort of putting like a modern tyre on it, and you look at it and you think, that looks all wrong, and it wouldn't ride right, would it? And it affects the gearing and all sorts of stuff. Get the right size tyres on your Classic. Said the man who put 20-inch Brabus wheels on his Mercedes and realised that the steering wheel only had a small effect on where the car wanted to go. Went from 15s to 20s, didn't really work out well. £5,000 to £7,000 on the Jensen Healey Mark II convertible. There's a fourth gear issue with it, we should tell you about that, and obviously you've noticed the cosmetics, but all of that money, the list of mechanical replacements, repairs is extensive and would have cost considerably more than the £5,000 to £7,000 where we think the hammer will fall this Saturday. Jaguar XK150 in fire engine red. Manufactured in February 1958, exported to the United States of America to get those lovely, lovely simoleons, those greenbacks, them dollars. That's what we needed in 58, wasn't it? Britain in 58, we were just coming out of the war really, weren't we? 10 years after, more than 10 years after. Triumph Bonneville and this car in that year. We had some great tackle. No wonder the Americans wanted all our stuff. We built great cars and great motorcycles and they lapped them up. This is one of only 349 XK150S fixed-head coupes produced from 9,398 XK150Ss. Ah, right, so the fixed-head coupe was much rarer than the convoyable. Makes sense if you're trying to sell them to Americans, doesn't it? Sell them a convertible, that's what they wanted. 3.4 litre straight six, 210 horsepower, which in 58 was a very big deal. What a sexy car. I tell you what, if you come round and just look at the car, 3/4 front, is there a better looking car 3/4 front than that ever made? Well, when I say better looking, sexy. Wire wheels, chrome everywhere, sensuous curves abound. The paintwork on this one is mega. That's the technical term. Because I've judged Concours d'Elegance and they say, Mr. Berry, in my opinion, it is mega. The paint is fantastic. Really, really beautiful job, whoever did that. It is a credit to you. Those knockoff wheels, I don't know if I want to, I was going to say I don't know if I want to drive this. Of course I'd want to drive it. But it's so clean and so beautiful. 2+2. Two little dicky seats in the back there for like a Pomeranian and a Maltese maybe. Or a couple of kids, if you're so inclined. Go on, get in the back, plenty of room. Maybe one, a lithesome friend could fit in crossways of whatever gender, up to you. The vendor says the car's general appearance is very good. Hey, no, what's it, Sherlock? Really? I mean, just look at it. It's fabulous. It's flawless. Proper, again, there's me with being fetishising about the tyre. Proper Vredstein tyres, brand new, the correct sidewall depth, the correct tread pattern, etc. So that it doesn't... The problem is, with a modern tyre on a car like that, you think, something doesn't compute. It throws your internal gizmo. You just think, it looks wrong. That looks right, it'll ride right. It has those big sidewalls, they have a bit of give in them, don't they? Which was how the car was designed, how the suspension was designed, the steering was designed. I don't know what to say, it's just perfect. Perfect. Mileage. Mileage. Let's have a look. This was done, by the way, the restoration was done in 2021. Right, we've got displayed mileage of 6,403 miles, but that is unverified. Jaguar XK150, 3.4 litre, 210 horsepower, overdrive, a beautiful, sexy, fabulous car for £25,000 to £27,000. Why would you buy a new car? Buy a banger to smoke about in and have this for high days and holidays. When I say a banger, I don't mean like, you know, an old Datsun 120Y with a shonky exhaust and a missing hubcap. I just mean an ordinary car. Why spend a load of money on a relatively ordinary car when you could just have a 1,500 quid smoker off Facebook Marketplace and this for when you want to enjoy your driving. What a car! Fantastic. Now, this is interesting, I think. You might think, you say interesting, Berry, it's a wreck. It's a 1989, but it's not, and I'll explain why in just a second. 1989 Esprit Turbo SE. I'll let Lewis get in and show you some of the horribleness so that we're not, you know, we're not trying to lead you up the garden path. Look, that's coming away. The paint's having a horrible moment, deciding it doesn't really want to have anything to do with this car anymore. That's the problem with painting fiberglass, isn't it? All the lads I know who do paint, and some of them are world class. You know who you are, lads? Stuart, Derek, etc. World class. I mean, cars brought from around the world to this United Kingdom for them to work on. They always pull a face when anybody turns up with something fiberglass, because it's unpredictable, even if you really know what you're doing. I mean, Lotus knew what they were doing when they painted this car, but in the last 40 years almost, the cars had different ideas, like, no, I don't really want to be black, so I'm just going to shed my... Like a snake, like a rattlesnake. It's almost like it's shedding its skin. Now, you might be thinking, well, why do I want a car that looks so ropey? Well, because it's 264 horsepower. In 1989, that was a big deal, wasn't it? The Turbo Esprit. 0 to 60 in 4.5 seconds, 160 mile an hour top speed. Just under 38,000 miles. Significant recent expenditure on the things that make it stop, go and turn. So, 3,800 a year ago on brake calipers, brake pads, a cam belt, battery, coils, plugs and leads. Another $4,000 spent a couple of years before that, and 5 years before that, somebody spent, guess how much? $4,000. Every 5 years or so, somebody seems to spend a lot of money making sure that this car can move itself down the road in the way that Lotus intended when it left Healey, as I say, well, 35 years ago. Wow. Runs and drives, was driven here, runs without issue, supplied with the original book pack, service book, MOTs, and the V5. The interiors are, there's patina. I'll say that. It's got patina in there. Isn't it odd? All that money spent on the mechanicals, but never bothered. Some people are like that, aren't they? I can't be bothered. As long this is the ultimate driving machine. Forget your BMWs. They say that. Yeah, whatever. Real drivers know. A Lotus, you had to drive this as well back in 1989. None of your nannying back then. It wasn't like, oh, don't worry, I'll drive the car. Oh, would you like to slam the brakes on? I'll be doing that for you. Oh, make sure you stay in your lane. None of that. All that performance, all of that 265 horsepower, 0 to 60 in 4.5 seconds, 160 mile an hour, that's all down to you. So, an opportunity to buy one of these, look at that, where the badge, the ghost of the badge. Oh no, it's still sort of there, but it's just everything on this car. And yet the tyres are great, and like we said, it drives without issue. So a fantastic opportunity. Do you smoke about in it like this, just for, just to be contrary? Oh yeah, I've got a Lotus Turbo Esprit. Is that it? Yeah. Are you going to restore it? No, I like it like that. Either keep it like that or do the cosmetics, because you know that it is absolutely a rolling restoration. This car drives, it's on the road legally, there are no problems, it's a Lotus. What am I saying, there are no problems? There will be problems, it's a Lotus. Loads of trouble, usually serious. Sometimes not though, but mechanically, I would much rather have a mechanically sorted Lotus with all the cosmetic issues that this car's got than an absolutely gorgeous Lotus with a ton of mechanical issues. £7,500 to £9,000. Ah, there you are. You were waiting for that, weren't you? Yes, you knew I'd get round to it eventually. £7,500 to £9,000. Find another one, running, driving. £7,500 to £9,000 on the 1989 Lotus Esprit Turbo SE. Jaguar XK150 V12 Auto. If you're just too cool for all that hairing about, sort of, exploring the outer limits of handling and braking characteristics, what about just cruising down the highway? Arm on the door, graded sunglasses on perhaps. This has got to be the ultimate car for that. Does beige get any better than this? Come on. Targa bodied. Yeah. Because, of course, 87. This is when everybody thought that the Americans were about to ban convertibles, true convertibles. So Porsche did it, Pontiac did it, all kinds of people did it, Fiat did it. They built Targas, so you could remove a roof panel, not a true convertible, so you didn't get like banned by. They were all convinced that it would happen. It never actually did. So in a way, I was going to say it was a waste of time, but it wasn't when it created a car as lovely as this and so practical. All the benefits of a convertible, and you could put the roof panel in, have the back bit up. You could have the back bit up with the roof panel out. Mix and match. I do like this interior. I wonder if I've got a colour here. Silver. It says this car's silver. Silver? Okay. Not for me to argue. Silver. Yeah, because silver sounds so much better than beige, doesn't it? Silver. Forget what I said about beige. Silver with a silver leather interior. Silver birch. Okay. 5.3 litre V12, whoa, with an automatic gearbox, passes anything except a garage, as my dad would say. But you know that, if you're looking at one of these with the 5.3 litre V8 in it, V8, what am I talking about? V12, Berry, come on, straight six or V12, it's a Jaguar. Yes, I know they did a V8, it's all right, that was earlier. We're in 1987 with this one. Again, I've got a bit of a problem here because the car is immaculate. I mean, why do people say you could eat your dinner off it? Why would you want to do that? Why would you do that? Instead, pull up outside a little auberge somewhere out in the country with perhaps somebody you shouldn't be with. It's a bit of a cad's car, isn't it? Yeah. And just pop in for a light lunch before a bit of, I don't know what else you might be getting up to in the afternoon if you had a car like this. But I do think it's a bit of a cad's car, you know. What was it called, that programme from the 80s where they were here and they were like in the yachting business? You put it in the comments. We're in Southampton, by the way. The sale is this Saturday, starts at noon. And they were all sleeping with each other and they shouldn't have been, whatever. They used to have TV programmes like that. I can't remember what it's called, tell me. They were in the yacht business and they were down here, Southampton way, somewhere around here. Put it in the comments. It's a beautiful car, it's an amazing condition. I'd tell you about problems if I knew about any of them, but I can't see it. The paint's immaculate, the chrome's fantastic, the wheels are great, the tyres look brand new, they're the right size. There are no issues with the interior whatsoever. It's just an amazing car. It's done low miles. Low miles on this one, but I'm going to have to find out what that is because let me just rock round here quickly. Oh, what am I doing? I keep thinking it was American market. I bet they sold quite a lot of these in America. Rare to find one in right and drive. 47,000 miles since 1987, nearly 40 years ago. 15 to 17,000 pounds. Do you remember Lovejoy? Do you remember Lovejoy, Lewis? No, you don't. His boss. It's a sort of car, a real smoothie, like a Nigel Havers type character, with perhaps a light yellow cashmere sweater loosely sort of thrown over the shoulder. That sort of a bloke. You know, a real cad's car. I love it. Fantastic. Peugeot 205 GTI. 1989. GTI 6 power in a lightweight shell. 2 litre 16 valve 308 GTI 6 engine conversion. Right, so the engine out of a bigger car out of 306 producing a claimed 170 brake horsepower, which is quite a step up from what the 205 GTI would have had in either 1.6 or 1.9 guys. 5-speed manual gearbox, stainless exhaust, lightweight, 850 kilogram, non-sunroof, non-power steering, making a highly entertaining performance car, it says here. When it says highly entertaining, it means pay attention. Or things could go sideways. In fact, they might, and that's part of the charm of a car like this, a unique car like this. The car had a full refresh restoration in 2021, new cam belt, the engine was overhauled, and the braking system was overhauled. A very clean, largely rust-free shell, That means there might be little bits here and there when you go around the car. Let me go around the car and have a look for you. I'm not going to get underneath it. Yeah, there's a little bit on the tailgate there. It's hard to tell with all this, with this plastic on here. The wheels aren't spectacularly good. They're not bad. Yeah, it presents well. Look at that interior, so evocative. Cameraman's thinking, this is out of the arc. And I'm thinking, I remember sitting in one of these, going to Mr. Smith's in Warrington. Do you remember that? The Hitman and Her? No. Lewis is like, what are you talking about? Pete Waterman and Michaela. Yeah, Michaela off of Country File and Spring Watch and all that. I once complimented her on her shapely thing once. You were allowed to do that in the 90s. She just said, thanks. I said, by the way, Michaela, you've got really nice. And she went, thanks, like that. Yeah. In Mr. Smith's in Warrington. Not far from Manor Park North in Runcorn, that was. And, you know, it was on the telly back in there. When you came in a bit plastered, we and my mate used to go there in one of these, but it didn't have this engine. So the interior is incredibly evocative. But like we said, this one has got the 306 GTI 6 producing 170 brake horsepower. And the car, we reckon, because of that, and all the expense of that work that's gone into it, is worth between £7,500 and £9,500. Don't forget their estimates, that's just what we think is going to happen. This Saturday, the sale starts at noon. Did I mention that? I had one of these, and I sold it too soon before the prices went crazy. I bought it cheap, and I sold it cheap. That's the truth of it. Mind you, is this a 16 valve? Or an 8 valve. This is an 8 valve. Yeah, I had an 8 valve. 1988 Lancia Delta Integrale HF Turbo. The legendary Integrale. Oh God, look at the guide price on this. Why did I sell mine, idiot? I'm an idiot, Lewis. A supremely competent rally car. Yeah, there was a sticker in the back window of mine, in the back quarter like there, saying how many consecutive world championships they've won. Was it 8? Answer in the comments. Try not to be too cruel. I don't mind, you can be as cruel as you like. Waterford's back with me. Oh, look at the interior. Hey, look at this. Cobra interior. Mine had the wacky sort of 1980s. Oh, yeah. Oh, this is, yeah, fantastic. Look at them seats. Wonderful. No ordinary 5-door hatch, this. 2-litre, 8-valve, turbocharged engine, combined with 4-wheel drive. And the steering and the suspension and all that were innovative, and Lancia had learned a lot with the Fulvia and then the Stratos and then the 037 or 037, whatever you want to call it. And then this car came along. And what people forget is the Delta was like Italy's version of a Vauxhall, I was going to say Cavalier, Astra. Although Astra's probably a bit upmarket. The cooking Lancia Delta was like just a really basic car, just to sort of, it wasn't. And then this thing came along and people were like, what? I think I bought mine, I'm trying to remember what I bought mine for, and it would be early 90s now. I think I bought mine for between £2,500 and £3,000, and I sold it for roughly the same. This one, it wasn't as nice as this one, which is beautiful. Look at them wheels, they're the right wheels as well. Oh, what a car. Has any I mean, there are good-looking cars. That XK150 we've got in here. We've got a Bentley that I really love. We've got a Rover P6. They were like posh cars, even the P6 Rover. But the Lancia Delta was a very humble car. How did they, the Italians, manage to make it look so fantastic? Turn it into something this great. What a car. This is the best colour. Mine was the worst colour. It was white. Some cars look amazing in white. E-types look great in white. Not one of these. It made it look a bit like white goods, you know what I mean? Like a fridge freezer or something like that. This is the best colour. Fire engine red, Rosso Corsa. Come on. What a car. What's the estimate? 36 to 40 grand. Sold mine for like a tenth of that. Mind you, it was a while ago. What a car. Yeah. It's just had an injector service. Fully stripped for what we were told was an extensive nut and bolt restoration, which included rather obviously a respray. The paint hasn't stayed that shiny red since 1988. It's only done 300 miles since the restoration. Like I said, this interior, the Cobra interior, is aftermarket. Power assisted steering, HF Integrale decals throughout, and FLI speakers in the back. What a car. Mileage, they're all left hookers these, aren't they? He said confidently, yeah. 13,100 and, oh, hold on, no, don't be daft. 131,145 miles. Yeah, it's obviously a restoration. If it had done 13,000, that might have been believable, but not 131. It's had an expensive restoration at some point in the very recent past, but it could be yours for between. And I'll tell you what, this seems affordable for an Integrale. 36, it's an 8 valve. Most people want the 16 valve or the Evo. People talk about the Evo 2. There's no such thing as an Evo 2 Integrale. Sorry, I've done my homework. Doesn't exist. Argue with me in the comments. 36 to 40 grand on the Lancia. Delta Integrale HF Turbo 8 valve. 1989 Volkswagen Golf, something a bit more affordable. 1989 Volkswagen Golf GTI 16 valve. Well-presented example with an extensive 2025 recommissioning done just at 80,000 miles, 3 former keepers, although the Aston Martin, the immaculate Aston Martin that had 11 owners, it's messing with my internal thingy that this one's only had 3 owners, if that means anything to you. The alloys aren't the best. It's very original. It just looks like a car that's been enjoyed, used, serviced, looked after to a degree, but has been used as a motor car for the thick end of 35 years. Oh, here we go. Listen to this. Good overall condition. You're thinking, yeah, it's not bad. There's a bit of wear and tear. The wheels aren't scrape berry. The paint's not so shiny as it might be. There's a bit of wear and tear on the interior. Get this. Somebody's just spent £7,122 on major mechanical work on this car, including a timing belt, brakes, radiator, wheel bearings and new tyres. Fuel system repairs, new heater matrix, new radiator fan, gear shift components and a new exhaust, plus an extensive service. Yeah, somebody's just freshened this up to the tune of over £7,000. You could benefit from that because guess what the guide price is? That's right, it's £7,000 to £9,000 on the 1989 Volkswagen Golf GTI 16 valve. Somebody has potentially made a bit of a boo-boo, or they've just decided they don't love it anymore. You can jump in, like Flynn, and take advantage of that, but only if you register to bid. All of the details are available at our, did I say it was excellent? I think I did, website, manorparkclassics.com. 1958 Ford F100 short bed pickup. I had one like this. Hank the Tank we called him. And he had a bench seat like this. And my eldest daughter says her earliest motoring memory is being sat in the child seat in between me and her mother while we tootled down the road in our late 40s, American-made Ford pickup truck. Not exactly the sort of thing that you get used to seeing on the streets of Bury, Lancashire, although one of the other vehicles in my hometown which was regularly seen tootling about was, and some people will remember this, the milk float with the V8 that was at every single custom show back in the 70s and 80s. Yeah, the one with the milk churn as the fuel tank. That was a local car. I used to see it thundering round Bury all the time back in the day. Anyway, back to this one. What was it called? Put it in the comments. The milk float with the V8. 70s, 80s. Put it in the comments. This one was imported to the UK in 2021. First UK registered on the 1st of October 2021. 351 Cleveland V8. Yeah, it's not got some like sluggish 6. 351 Cleveland V8, 4 litres. On the V5 and an automatic transmission. Yes. The handbrake is currently inoperative, while parts, just put it in park, it's an automatic. Yeah. The handbrake is currently inoperative, while parts of the electrical system and lighting will need further attention. It's a work in process. Well, it's an automatic. I want to do grease lightning. Do you want to do grease lightning with me, Lewis? Maybe later. Maybe later. With a 4-barrel carbo, yeah. It is, isn't it? It's straight out of Greece, this one. I love it. A flame job, but a sort of subtle flames. Pearl white. Yeah, this is pearlescent white, isn't it? That isn't just white, that's pearl white. Described as average overall, it says here. There's nothing average about this motor vehicle. It may need a bit of love, especially here, where it's had some work, not brilliantly, and it's coming through again. That badge is missing off there. These headlights ain't original. 310XVS is the registration number. A fun, characterful truck that can be enjoyed immediately. Yeah, you've got to have your wits about you when you're barreling along in one of these, because remember, it didn't have that 351 Cleveland V8 when it was new. It probably had, with all them horsepowers and all that torque and all that weight as well of that motor. So yeah, you know that. You've got to have your wits about you. I remember I was going down the M62 in mine and I overtook a TVR on my way to the ferry port at Hull, the fine city of Hull, right there on the east coast, going to a Harley event in Holland, and I overtook a TVR. The registration was OFFIA, O'Fire. It was Martin O'Fire, the rugby player, the famous rugby player. And as I went past him, my wing mirrors were, the massive mirrors that I had on mine were almost bent back like against the glass. And he looked across and he was drinking, I'll never forget this, a carton of Ribena. He had it on his chest there and he was going along like that. And he looked and he saw it and he dropped his Ribena. I made Martin O'Fire drop his Ribena. That's my claim to fame. I want to tell you more about this. It drives really well, brakes effectively. The V8 produces a notably loud exhaust note, it says here. I bet it does. It's supposed to though, isn't it? The cabin's fair and functional. The driver's seat's got a tear in it. The window tints are peeling off. We're just being honest with you. This car needs a lot of cosmetic love, but it could be enjoyed as it is. A few weekends, a good few weekends work on it. I don't think you're ever going to get this back to immaculate in its current state. But boy, oh boy, oh boy. What a lot of style, what a lot of class. Why, it's Grease Lightning. I keep wanting to break into song. So before we go any further, let me tell you where we think the hammer's going to fall on this 1958 Ford F100 with the 351 Cleveland, the custom paintwork, the bench seat, automatic gearbox, the custom wheels. Great set of tyres on it as well. Brand new tyres. The old short bed pickup truck, £9,000 to £11,000. Keep talking, oh, keep talking. Maybe not keep talking. Move on. Get it bought, come on. Riley RME. Wow, talk about from the sublime to the British. Contrast, that's what we're all about in this sale. And quality, obviously. Riley RME, what a car. Traditional coach-built look, so 53, kind of looking back and forward at the same time, the Riley RME. Traditional style, but with a 1.5 litre four-cylinder engine, a 4-speed manual gearbox, independent front suspension. Yeah, a sporting saloon. Kind of looking forward to cars like the Lotus Cortina, the BMW 2002 Tii, sporting saloon cars. Saloon cars that could keep up with sports cars. You know, offering you practicality as well as performance. Finished in black and green. What a great colour combination. It left the factory in all black, but that might, with the green interior, but somebody's done, I think, a very stylish and tasteful job in converting it to two-tone on the exterior with the vinyl roof, suggesting that it might be a convertible when in fact it's not. It presents in very good condition, only had 3 former owners, 77,000 miles since 1953. A comprehensive record of maintenance and improvement on this car since it first emerged into the cold light of post-war Britain. Major mechanical work, full respray in 2016, the engine rebuilt in 2018, a mechanical full refresh 6 years ago, and a new temperature gauge has just been fitted. £12,000 spent by the current owner on this car, who is a Riley RME Club member. £5,000 to £7,000. Bit different, very stylish, love it. What a contrast. Again. And here we go, 1988 Porsche 944S. Long-term ownership on this one. £130,000 miles. Somebody's looked after this. 6 owners from new. Well, 6 people have looked after it, including a previous owner who kept it for over 20 years. 5-speed manual with ABS, alloy wheels, leather interior. Well, leather and cloth interior. Leather for the bits that wear, and there is some wear on the bolster, on the driver's seat there. But the cloth's in very good condition. Look how groovy that cloth is from 1988. Brown with pinstripes. And then the contrasting stitching on the steering wheel. Very, very much of its time. Were there better times? Yes. I'd like to say, oh no, they were. 5-speed manual with ABS, alloy wheels, leather interior, sunroof, electric seats. Yeah, a sports car, but also a luxury car. Everybody thinks Porsches are all going to be sort of stiffly suspended track weapons. And the truth is, most of them aren't. They're kind of a fast luxury car, which is what this is. Other recent work includes front shock absorbers, a fuel pump, and a clutch slave cylinder in the last couple of years. Boxster wheels, you've noticed that. You've gone, those aren't the original wheels, Barry. You're always going on about original wheels and tyres. Those aren't the original wheels. Yeah, they're off a Boxster. Do I approve? Who cares if I approve? It's up to you. You're the one who might buy this lovely 1988 Porsche 944S with its 5-speed manual gearbox with ABS, leather interior, sunroof and electric seats, original driver's manual, all the service stamps up to 2008. It's been loved, 6 owners, but they've all looked after it. That's coming off. What's going on there? Oh, that's how it is. Yeah, of course it is. It's the 944S. Yeah, it's the expensive one. We've seen rust in this car in several areas. Have we? Is that rust? Yeah, there's a tiny bit there, tiny little bit there. Useful history, significant recent mechanical work and expenditure, £7,000 to £9,000. Rover P6 3500S. I blinking well love these. Oh, look, this is a proper like boy racer Rover P6 with the spot lamps. Is that the Peugeot Lion or is it, you tell me, is it Marsh? Who is it? I can't tell. Get in the comments. So spot lamps, bonnet louvres to let heat escape from underneath there, where you'll find the 3.5 litre Buick-derived V8 engine, 5-speed gearbox on the P6 3500S. This one's got a tuned V8. I bet it's got a black. Hey, look at that. Look at them seats. They're a recent addition, aren't they? What are they out of? I'll tell you in a second. The rear is the original Rover. Them front seats, I'm going to say are... they got a sort of VW group look about them. I'll see if it's in the notes. I'll read the notes. Always helpful. Paint's great on this one. Vinyl roof's got a few nicks in it, but it's generally in good condition. Yeah, it's got... a big LED reversing light. Edelbrock, yeah, we've got some engine tuning going on here on that Buick-derived 3.5 litre V8 engine. The engine was tuned by racing mechanic Tom Airy, who directed the fitting of a high-capacity oil pump to enhance reliability and performance. The interior would benefit from some improvement. A substantial amount has been invested in this vehicle in 10 years of ownership. The paint's good. It's not great. It's not particularly clever around that badge. I love the badge. The Viking longship. Which other car company had that as its emblem? I'd say put it in the comments, but we all know it's Lada, don't we? So don't bother. Yeah. Our doctor had one of these, and it had the spare wheel. It's raining, by the way, just in case you're thinking, what's that noise? Precipitation is falling from the skies. I know that we've kind of got used to it not doing that in the United Kingdom, but it's one of those days when water comes out of the air, like as if by magic, which it hasn't done for months and months, it seems. So probably a good thing. I'll talk louder, don't worry. Lots of work done on this car. You can read all about it. When you come down, we have an area where you can examine the paperwork on the cars that are in our sale. So if you're interested in this one, which would make a great competition car, wouldn't it? Sort of regularity trials, you know, those things where you've got to complete a distance in a specific time. So you're not racing, it's more about precision and navigation and all that sort of thing. I've done quite a bit of that with mates of mine in cars of this vintage. Most enjoyable. It's a great way to see the United Kingdom. 5,000 to 7,000, the parts you might not have seen before. The road less travelled, if you will. 72 Rover P6 3500S, tuned V8, 5-speed gearbox, extensive restoration. It's in really good cosmetic condition. It's not great, but it looks fantastic. If you stand back where Lewis, our cameraman, is, look at that. It looks great, and it's really cheap. 5,000 to 7,000 pounds, which for a car with that sort of specification and the amount of work that's been spent on it is a belting bargain. 5,000 to 7,000 pounds. Mercedes SL320, a timeless smoke silver R129 Roadster. Silver again. Is this silver? Is it me? It's champagne. Mink. It's not. It's what the Germans say it is, which is smoke silver with a sand beige leather interior. Ah, now the interior is beige. What a smoothie this is. Long-term ownership on this one. The current keeper has owned the car for over 15 years. 6 keepers in total. 77,000 miles. Comes with an MOT until May 2027. Well equipped with a power soft top, removable hard top, climate control, radio CD player for your compact discs. Absolutely. As specified, oh, this car would have been a pretty Deutschmark back in the day, I'll tell you that. Extensive history, 11 stamped entries, including 8 Mercedes main dealer stamps. Recent work in 2024 includes a new front window regulator motor, replacement ball joint boots. The vendor reports that the car drives well. Of course it does. The people who bought these looked after them. It wasn't their first car, it wasn't their only car. This would have been a third car, wouldn't it? I was going to say, pop into the golf club. You'd struggle with that boot, wouldn't you? Let's see if it's open. Would you get your clubs in there? It's locked. My reputation precedes me. It's locked. Great condition. Fantastic condition. 8 to 10,000. Ooh, think how much it was new in 1998. 8 to 10,000. Right. The bargain of the sale. The bargain of the sale. And we've got some absolute belters in our sale. This Saturday, August the 22nd, we start at high noon. How much do you think this car, how much do you think our estimate is on where the hammer will fall, he said, in a more correct and factually sound way than he had previously expressed. Look at it. Bentley Continental GT, W12, supplied new by Broughton's of Cheltenham, just under 80,000 miles, moonbeam silver over Portland and beluga leather. Oh, the interior is so beautiful. During its lifetime, the car has been fitted with a Kenwood head unit, chrome 21-inch wheels. Check out those rims. Look at them, they're in great condition as well. Not perfect, but, you know, I remember going to the Beverly Hills Country Club in that Beverly Hills, in that America over there, to meet Jackie Collins. Yeah, Joan Collins' sister. The one who wrote the mucky books, the really successful books. She had one of these, and it had chrome wheels. And I thought, wow, look at that. Those chrome wheels look great. You rarely see them over here. I like them. Great Pirelli tyres fitted on this car as well, in really good condition. Look at the paintwork. Find a fault. Go on. Go on. There's a mark there. What's that? Oh, it's come off. It's wax. It's okay. It's not even a scratch. I thought, oh, I found a scratch. Well done, Berry. I can't find any problem with it. The interior. Look at the interior. Portland and beluga leather with optional beluga quilting, and the driver's side window has not gone all the way up. The driver's side window has not gone all the way up. I don't want it. Right, here's the truth of the matter, guys and gals. These are never going to be cheaper. Never. There's no way that a car of this quality with this badge is ever, this specification, that W12 engine, £7,000 to £9,000. How is a car like that worth £7,000 to £9,000? The lads upstairs know what they're doing. They look at the market, they follow the market, they make predictions, and most of the time they're absolutely bang on. So that's where we think the hammer will fall. And if you don't think that's a bargain, well, you're entitled to your own opinion, he said, reversing quickly out of that one. I just don't get it. They'll never be cheaper. Because the person that can afford that might not be able to keep up. Tell me how I know this. I'll tell you how. I bought a Mercedes 560 SEC, which is the equivalent, the direct equivalent of this car from the mid-80s. Top of the range Mercedes pillarless coupe. I could not really, I was a young man, I had a family, I could not really afford to keep up the maintenance on it. I couldn't. And in the end, the car, I sold it, went to Germany for restoration. So they'll never be cheaper. What a car. Oh my goodness me. Mind you, this might be more your cup of joe. You know, what the Americans call coffee. This is a motor car made the American way, son. Iconic Jeep Wrangler Unlimited by Storm Jeeps. Are they like Twisted, the people who do Land Rovers, but for Jeeps? Tell me in the comments. Robust 2.8 litre CRD turbo diesel with a smooth 5-speed automatic gearbox. This example has covered just under 90,000 miles. What, on these wheels? Look at the wheels. Look at those massive wheels with those mental tyres. Storm Jeep's Wrangler Ultimate, and when they say Ultimate, look at all these extra lights. The comprehensive specification includes deep breath, a 4-inch suspension lift, 20-inch Rockstar XD811 alloy wheels with Achilles Desert Hawk XMT tyres. Americans love all the terminology, don't they? An extended pocket-style wheel arch flares, that'd be them, indestructible. Smitty-built X20 Gen 2 £10,000 electric winch, mounted to a heavy-duty front recovery bumper, full-width end plates with hoop, Atlas heavy-duty rear bumper incorporating a tyre carrier round the back, SRC side armour steps, Radiance 20-inch LED bonnet light bar with matching windscreen-mounted LED lighting, Procal module with front arm drop and a US specification number plate bracket. The speedometer has been calibrated to suit these larger wheels. Wow, somebody's been to town on this, because you wouldn't get that normally, would you? People would just spend a fortune on the wheels and tyres and then, the speedo's like a Geiger counter, you know. I was going to say some terrible nuclear site, but I won't say that. It's going like that. No, it's been professionally recalibrated so it actually reads properly. Look at this round the back. So you've got a tow bar. Well, it's got a mounting for a tow bar. Look at the size of these wheels. What did I say they are? 20-inch Rockstar XD811 alloy wheels fitted with Achilles Desert Hawk XMT tyres. Rah! Hoorah! Whew. Cosmetically, the Wrangler presents well overall. Well, it presents well if you like this sort of thing. I had these in the 90s. Not like this. I just had slightly bigger wheels and a bit more chrome and like bars and the Kelly, what are they called? KC night lighter lights and all that sort of stuff. And the removable hard top. But Wranglers are 4-door now. Or were, back in 2010. 2010 this car's from. I don't understand how it remains like this cosmetically. It can't have gone off-road, can it? or else it wouldn't look like this. It'd be covered like in dings and scratches and bangs and whatnot. But it's mint. The paintwork's great, unless it's just been repainted for the sale, which I don't think it has. Cutting it butch, look at that. Stormjeeps.com. You probably know exactly what you're looking at, and I bet you know that 15 to 19,000, which is what we think it'll sell for, is a fraction of what you would have to pay Storm Jeep to take a Jeep Wrangler 4-door off the production line and make it, reinvent it, if you will, change almost everything about it. 15 to 19,000. And now for something completely different. An MG Metro Turbo. How fantastic. This is more my speed, if I'm honest. A lightweight, characterful British performance car, increasingly rare. We think there are about 6 left registered for the road. When I say that, I don't mean there are 6 in existence. Don't go in the comments and say, my friend Brian's got 4. Yeah, has he got them on the road? Probably not. If you try and, just because they still exist, it doesn't mean they're registered for on the road. 6, we think, in the UK. This one's superb. Really straight body, really nice paint. Oh, look at the posh interior you got with one of these. You got a turbo boost gauge in your little Austin Metro. The Metro gets a bad rap, doesn't it? Because it replaced the Mini, and everybody, quite rightly, loved the Mini. But these can be a lot of fun to drive. It's only covered 5,000 miles since it was fully restored, stripped back to a bare shell, by the way. Yeah, you can tell, look how tiny this paintwork is. There's no way it'd be like that from 1989, is there? With what on the mileage? 55,000 miles. Yeah, it won't be this red and shiny and nice, and all around the sunroof would be all rusty and horrible, and it's not. It's great. Not perfect, but almost. Hard to find any fault with the paint, the interior. The wheels are in lovely condition. I do like those wheels as well. Look how diddy they are, though. Like it says here, a light, characterful British performance car. Sort of the 80s version of a Mini Cooper S, really, isn't it? A lot cheaper than a Mini Cooper S. Well, not that much cheaper, because they're very rare. 8 to 10,000 miles on the MG Metro Turbo from 1989. Look at this. Citroen Saxo. Lewis, you could go to the Festival of the Unexceptional in this, and do you know what they'd do? They'd say, away with you. You can't come into our event where we celebrate ordinary cars, because even though this is a Citroen Saxo, which they sold absolutely shed loads of. What's the French for shed loads? Put it in the comments. I don't know. Do the French have sheds? I don't know if they do. They sold loads and loads of Saxos, didn't they? Because there was an insurance deal. They were everywhere. When's the last time you saw one on the road? Well, you could be driving this one. But like I say, if you went along to FOU, they'd tell you to FOU, because this is a VTR. This is the hot one. This isn't your cooking Citroen Saxo. Look at the paint. Like the fierce British sun has just burnt the paint off. But underneath it's great. It's dead straight. Yes, the paint's ropey, but it's not the metal. It's the paint. 1.6 engine, 5-speed manual gearbox, car in the same family from new. I think the mother bought it and the son carried on with it, or the other way around. It's done 63,000 miles. It's never been bashed or crashed. It's dead straight. Like I say, the paint's ropey. Wherever the sun has been allowed to land on it, it's done a job. Looks like it's been in Arizona, this thing. It's not. It's been here. And it has been looked after. It is incredibly straight, incredibly original. Has it got a big mad loud exhaust on the back? Let me have a look. No, it looks like the standard one. Nothing's been messed about inside. Has it got like crazy holes for massive speakers? No. There is nothing max power. It's not been fiddled with or molested, as we say up north. That's what we like to say. Unmolested, this one. No reserve. On the 2001, is it that long ago that these things were flying about? It is. 25 years ago. I love it. 2001 Citroen Saxo VTR, a unique opportunity. Come on, when's the last time you saw one of those? Just not fiddled with in any way whatsoever, just a good, honest car. What you see is what you get, and no reserve in our sale this Saturday. Lotus Elise, I know, oh, it's there. They are small, but that pillar's not quite big enough to hide it. Lotus Elise Series 1, an early car, 1998, low mileage, finished in silver with a grey interior and a navy hood. I was going to say the interior is really nice. There isn't really an interior. Because, of course, this is a Lotus. And so they add lightness. Never mind carpets and like electric windows and all that stuff. Never mind a seat. Just sit on this plank bent in half in the middle. Fantastic. Proper sports car. 15,600 miles from new since 1998. Yes, not 115, 15,600 miles. 1.8 litre engine, K series, the one that was in the MGF. Yes, I think so. 5-speed manual gearbox, long-term history. Second owner had the car for 25 years. Category M vehicle following a minor front end, which has been fully repaired and repainted, and if you can find out what went on there and what was done, you're a good one. It was obviously done to a very high standard. MOT till January next year, past first time, no advisories, 16,500 miles from new since 1998, great colour, what a driver's car, the Lotus Elise Series 1. Lotus, I love them. Perhaps my favourite marque, it's either Lotus or Jaguar. It saved them, how many times, they've just gone from like disaster to triumph, haven't they? So many times. And this was a real high point, wasn't it? Very early car, Series 1. 9,500 to 11,500 pounds. It's my favourite car in the sale. And I'll tell you why. I was watching, right, Lewis the cameraman, and the younger people here, no idea. John Noakes. Forget Steve McQueen, Paul Newman, James Dean, whoever your sort of automotive icons, for me it's all about the Yorkshireman. John Noakes in Go With Noakes, I think, which was his spin-off programme. He went to Woolton Park to drive a single-seater, and he was instructed by David Purley, who was from this part of the world, I believe, down here, we're in Southampton. And Noakesy just got in the car in the wet and followed David Purley round Woolton. Just got in it, but I remember he turned up at Woolton Park in one of these, a Marcos GT. This is well, it wasn't this car, but it was this model. He even had Shep with him. You can watch it on YouTube. Go With Noakes, Woolton Park. He turns up in one of these with Shep. A Marcos GT. This is a 3.1 fast road car, mechanically developed, charismatic, right for sympathetic restoration. Don't restore it, please. Leave it like this. What a characterful car. This 1970 example is all the more desirable than your average GT, benefiting from extensive mechanical investment over recent years. Presented in metallic blue. Really? I think the shine's gone off the apple there. Leave it as it is. The patina is fantastic. The fiberglass body displays numerous cosmetic imperfections. The interior is complete and functional. I'll tell you what, getting in and out of this. Shall I say how easy? It's going to be difficult. I mean, right, a GT40, famously 40 inches off the ground. So I'm 5'10". Look at where it's belly button height on me. It's not, it's a low down motor. Essex 3 litre V6 stage 4. Get this, completed by Specialised Engines in 2020 at a cost of over £5,000. Because the V6 Essex isn't the easiest motor. It's great in standard form, was great for its time, incredible for its time, and fitted not just in the Capri, but so many British cars of that time. TVR used it, Reliant put it in the Scimitar. If you took all the weight out of it, a steel body, and put it in a fiberglass car, very, very torquey and characterful. This is a stage 4, 3.1, £5,000. Why am I pointing at the back? The engine's in the front, underneath this flip front. I love a flip front. Who doesn't love a flip front on a British sports car? Not a Concours example, it says here, makes no attempt to be. And a rare opportunity to acquire a car. Just like John Noakes' car, but a lot faster and way more performance than he had on offer. Put it in the comments. Does this car have a plywood in its construction for lightweight? I think this is just when they stopped using it. Marcos stopped using that. Because of course people say it's the Morgan that has a wooden chassis, which of course it doesn't. You know that, I know that. But I think the Marcos marine ply to save weight. But 1970 this one is, they might have just stopped doing that. It's got a sunroof, seats are great, the interior is snug. Look at this, come on, just have a look at this. Show the good people, Lewis. Look at that. Look at the transmission tunnel and look at the gear stick. You're basically reaching down into the gearbox. There can't be a linkage, it's just there. That's where it is. Obviously to centralise the weight. With it being so lightweight, the engine being by far the biggest component in sort of the weight of the car. I love it. 18 to 20,000 pounds, a rare opportunity to get this car. If you want to restore it, it's entirely up to you. Look at the wheels, they're great, with the Marcos badge there. Jem Marsh and Frank Costin it was, wasn't it? The two guys, you put their names together. Tell me I'm wrong in the comments, I love it when you do, but I think I'm right on that one. 18 to 20,000 pounds on my favourites. Oh, Lewis, please come here. Just show people that frontal aspect of the car and imagine what it was like to see one of these things on the road in 1970. It must have been like seeing Fireball XL5 just landing on your high street. Look at it, it's from outer space compared to what? A Cortina or a Morris Minor or a Ford Anglia, the sort of things that would have been running around at the time. Look at it, what a car. 18 to 20,000 on the 1970 Marcos GT 3.1 fast road conversion. Bikes, motorbikes, my happy place. 1981 Suzuki GSX 250. Good example of Suzuki's lightweight twin. Yeah, this would have been, when you got to step up from a 50, this was your next bike, wasn't it? And the Japanese said, I tell you what, instead of those horrible BSA 250s that you used to have to knock around on, why don't you have something sexy and sporty with twin cylinders? And the young men of Britain said, what, double overhead cam and 8 valves on my twin cylinder 250 motorcycle? I don't mind if I do. And can it be red with loads of shiny stuff and room for somebody else on the back once I pass my test? Of course, you wouldn't take your L plates off, would you, and just run around with like somebody on the back? Of course you wouldn't. The red paint was good. It's done 7,787 miles since 1981. Wow. No reserve as well. Fantastic. Oh, needs a clean, that engine. The paintwork survived and the shiny bits have survived in a lot better cosmetic condition than that engine. You need to get to work on that with a wire brush and some like Solvol Autosol. Brush, brush, brush. Get Steve Wright in the afternoon on the... Oh, you can't do that anymore, can you? Oh, that was great in the garage. Steve Wright on the radio. Kettle on, the lads had come round. Brush, 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 brush. Look at that now, look how shiny it is. Bit of a rack on the back there. For your cricket gear or whatever. I'm just imagining a scenario from 1981 when the world made more sense. Fantastic, no reserve. Oh, here we go. 77 Yamaha RD400. Highly desirable 1970s two-stroke classic. One of the era's most iconic performance motorcycle. Black and white, a rare combination. A rare colour combination from these. Mostly yellow, red, blue or silver. I don't know if I've seen one in black and white like this, but I have to say, it looks great. What are these exhausts? We call them Spannies, short of course for expansion chamber. I've just watched a programme about how the bloke who designed the Pulse jet that they put on the flying bombs that the Germans aimed at this United Kingdom was basically the bloke who was responsible for two-stroke engines, the way they turned out, because he worked on the harmonics that are involved in getting that engine to drag in more fuel and air to send you flying down the road faster than you ever thought you would. This was some machine back in the day. Single or twin disc on the front, single disc on the front, alloy wheels rather than wire wheels, because it's in 1977. Disc brake on the back as well. Most bikes would have had a drum on the back. The vendor advises that the previous owner spent £7,000 on the restoration of this motorcycle. 7 former keepers, it's now MOT and tax exempt, accompanied by the V5. We don't have any other paperwork, we just got the V5. £4,000 to £5,000 cheap for an RD400, and especially for one in that colour combination, which, as I say, I've never seen before. That's what I really love about this, can I call it a job? Task. It's not a task really, is it? I love doing this. Things I've not seen before. I've never seen an RD400 or a 250 in black and white like this. I think it looks fantastic. And in case you're wondering, the sound that this motorcycle makes is ring, ding, 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 but much louder than that, with lots of blue smoke coming out of the back of it. 2000 Kawasaki Ninja ZX6R, no reserve. Kawasaki's iconic green. Yes, of course, we associate this green with Kawasaki. Although a lot of lads bought like green leathers and green boots and then bought a Yamaha or a Honda and had to ride around because you couldn't afford the bike and a load of new gear. I always thought buying branded, you know, like Honda, because you think, well, I might want a Yamaha next. Keep it generic, guys. That was back in the day. Would you want to wear a green leather jacket now? Possibly not, but the bike itself looks fantastic. 2000, it's 26-year-old now, this bike, wow. The cosmetic appearance includes a strong shine to the fairings and the iconic green wheels. Yeah, green wheels. Obviously, the pillion, I think, is that a dog or a cat that's done that? Some creature, I think, has done that, but don't worry, because we've got that to cover it up that comes with the bike. I think it's done quite a few miles. Yeah, 40,000 miles in the last 26 years. Scorpion exhaust. Age-related imperfections include corrosion to fasteners and a bit of the drivetrain. That's obviously had a bit of a nightmare, the pillion seat. Offered without MOT, no reserve, although, as we say, no MOT, but it runs and rides well following recent recommissioning. But no MOT and no reserve. MV Agusta. Turissimo Veloce Lusso. It's a good job I speak the Italian like a native, isn't it? A native, of course, of Bury, Lancashire. Italian adventure sports motorcycle, distinctive styling, impressive touring ability. Documented service history, including Motor Corsa and Crazy Horse. Recorded services at 100, 200, 6,000 and 10,000 miles between 2020 and 2023. Recent maintenance includes a radial bearing, fuel level probe, control unit, fitted with 12-pin bull housing skids for additional protection. Includes the V5, the MOT, the export declaration, and all that sort of stuff. It's got a top case and side panniers. Desirable Lusso specification. There's a big screen there that'll light up and offer you, I would imagine, all sorts of alternatives for your riding pleasure, because this motorcycle is only 7 years old. 4,000 to 5,000 pounds. This is what we're all riding now. I'm riding one of these, the Ducati equivalent, a little bit higher up the food chain than this one, because this is is this the 800? Hold on, let me come around here and have a look at that. Doesn't tell me in the notes here, but smart clutch system. You say that. Oh, look at that. Yeah. Oh, is it a dry clutch? That's going to go rattle, 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 rattle. Cheap way onto a very highly spec'd, practical, fast, comfortable adventure sports bike, £4,000 to £5,000. Come into the corner and have a look and squint hard. And you're thinking, is that a Harley-Davidson V-Rod from sort of 25 years ago? You know, the water-cool one that they developed in association with Porsche? No, but it does look like one, and I've got an idea in my head that that was very deliberate. when the Korean people who created this Hyosung GV650 were thinking, how shall we style it? Shall we? Yeah, just make it look like as much like a Harley V-Rod as you can on a budget. So it's 650, blue with a black leather seat, in very good condition, 2 former keepers, extensively maintained and improved, full service, carburetor clean, carburetors, yes sir, it's from 2007. Refurbished fork seals, new seals, radiator and engine side casing. A new exhaust was fitted 3 years ago. Look at the size of the exhaust! It's absolutely humongous. Yeah, really low seat height on one of these. I've ridden one of these once. Very feet forward as well, the controls. Yeah. It's a budget cruiser. Because you're thinking, that looks like a whole lot of bike. It is a whole lot of bike, but it's not a whole lot of money. 1,500 to 2 grand on the Hyosung GV650 cruiser. Riley MPH replica. Wow, from a Korean-built copy of an American cruising motorcycle to a replica of an iconic pre-war British sporting automobile. It's a 1936 Riley MPH replica. I can't not tell you that I've been in a real one, which belonged to a Swiss gentleman who had it in the UK for servicing by probably the world's leading Riley experts, Blue Diamond Riley in Bicester, which is run by a mate of mine from Bury, John. They know what they're doing at Blue Diamond. I'm sure there are other Riley specialists, but you know. Anyway, it's an MPH replica, a very rare car in its day, which is probably why this one is a replica. I think there are 15 examples produced ever. Riley MPH is highly sought after, stratospheric price. Not that this one's going to have a stratospheric price. This one is in red with a brown leather interior. This one was built between 78 and 83, has been in continuous use ever since. It's got period correct Riley mechanical components, including the engine, chassis, axles and steering, but it's got a modern radiator with an electric fan because, you know, modern traffic. The correct 6-cylinder engine is described as mildly tuned, with the big ends converted to shell bearings. It's got a Triumph Stag overdrive gearbox, providing overdrive in all forward gears, and a post-war Riley differential. The glass fibre body tub and wings were moulded from an original MPH car, and then so they're dimensionally correct in every respect, while the bonnets and doors are alloy. The car's been driven extensively across Europe, trips to Le Mans, all sorts of adventures the previous owners had. Now it's time for you to have adventures in this significantly more affordable version of a Riley MPH, because have a look how much a real one's worth. There are lots of zeros. This one we reckon 18 to 22,000 pounds. The 36 Riley MPH replica in our sale this Saturday. Now, I was upstairs and I was looking down on this white Rolls Royce, which Lewis will pivot round to just show you, I'm sure, and this other Rolls Royce, except that, of course, and they look very similar from above. Then I came down and realised that although these two cars look very similar, this one is not a Rolls Royce. It wasn't just Rolls Royce and Bentley making big, expensive, coach-built cars in the pre-war era, and indeed the post-war era. There was Lagonda, there was Armstrong Siddeley, he said running out of other names. Well, Jaguar were kind of in this business at the same time as then, and there were others, which I'm sure you'll be able to tell me about in the comments. 59 Armstrong Siddeley Star Sapphire, one of 903 ever built. An amazingly scarce British luxury car, 4-litre straight six, 100 miles an hour, they boasted back in 1959. The body was stripped to bare metal, was found to be virtually rust-free on this one. It was professionally resprayed and protected with Zybart rust-proof, and I haven't heard that word for a while, helping to preserve it. Jaguar carriage brown over beige, great bodywork, excellent paint. The interior is beige and brown, and it's rather lovely. Look at all that beautiful wood in there. You'd be forgiven for thinking it's a Rolls Royce or a Bentley, but it's not. It's an Armstrong Siddeley. After spending its early life in Britain, this one went to Sweden in 1978 and came back here in 2002. The car comes with extensive documentation. It won the Star Trophy at the Armstrong Siddeley Owners Club. It starts and drives well with excellent overall mechanics. Recent work includes replacement power steering hoses, front engine mounts. It's in great condition. It's beige and brown. It's an Armstrong Siddeley. What's not to love? Oh, look at that in the back with your picnic tables and all sorts of loveliness in the back there. Let's make sure we don't scratch the paint in any way because the paint is absolutely immaculate. Lewis is showing you just how capacious and well appointed the rear passenger accommodation. Picnic tables, of course picnic tables, wonderful. I like your Rolls Royce. Actually, it's not a Rolls Royce, it's an Armstrong Siddeley Star Sapphire. Oh, how interesting. Would you like to get in the back and we could perhaps have a little snifter or two? Why not? £15,000 to £17,000 on a rare, beautiful, British, handmade motor car. 100 mile an hour that thing got up to in its day, apparently. I'm not sure if I want to do 100 miles an hour. I mean, it's a big, I was going to say a big old boat. That's a bit desultory, isn't it? And I don't want to be desultory because I think it's rather lovely. It's got a bit more flair than a Rolls Royce. And look at the emblem, the Sphinx. Minus beard. Do you know where the Sphinx... Yeah, minus beard. Do you know where the Sphinx's beard is, Lewis? It's in the British Museum. And people just walk past it. I remember walking past it and not realising what it was and going up to it and it said, "This is the Sphinx's beard." They reckon that Napoleon's soldiers shot it off as target practice. The Napoleonic artillery deprived, and there it is in the British Museum. People were just walking past it. I was saying, "Excuse me, this is the Sphinx's beard." Because it just, anyway, I think that's a great emblem. Possibly the best of all time. Except for, of course, this one. 62 Rolls-Royce Silver Cloud 2. A pretty single headlamp iteration of the Cloud, powered by the desirable 6.2 litre V8. Yeah, desirable right up until the time you have to fill a fuel tank. What a car! What a car! Previously overseas, first registered in the UK in 1976. Yeah, so is it left-hand drive? No, it could have gone to one of the Commonwealth. I nearly said the Empire then. Well, we did have an Empire once. Presented in white with a white leather interior. Oof, come on, let's have a look at the interior. Fantastic. The paint's great on this one as well. That Armstrong Siddeley we just had a look at is really nice. Oh, there's a bit of nastiness at the back here on this Rolls. The exterior has some imperfections, bubbling rust and paint cracks, the worst of which is definitely there. They're the only ones I can see, in fact. That'd need sorting out. We've got strong documentation with this one, including invoices, MOTs dating back to 85, tax discs, and we have the current V5C. It runs and drives with extensive maintenance, including work on the gearbox, electronic ignition conversion, and brake repairs to this magnificent motor car. A 1962 Rolls-Royce Silver Cloud 2, when the best cars in the world were British. Wonderful. £11,000 to £13,000, like buying a stately home on wheels. 2001 Bentley Azure. Ah, so we were still building the best cars in the world in 2001. Beautifully presented. Look at the colour. What a fantastic colour. Do you not think, Lewis? Great colour. Yeah, he's nodding. Under the bonnet lies Bentley's iconic 6.57 litre turbocharged V8. Yeah, the last of the big V8s. The last of the old school big V8s. Producing effortless performance through a smooth automatic transmission. This one has 55,000, just under, on the clock, with an outstanding history file including 14 service stamps from Bentley main dealers and respected specialists. Look at the interior. Yeah, there's some wear on the interior. This one's done 55,000 miles. Some plutocrat's elbow has worn away a bit of the sort of... It's not cracked the leather, it's not too worn. It's lovely. I love Bentley interiors, more than Rolls-Royce. What a great car for the money. Exceptional presentation, super straight bodywork, bright chrome, an immaculate electric hood. It runs and drives well, but the air conditioning isn't working. A mechanic advises that the compressor pump requires refurbishment. 2001 Bentley Azure, full-size, four-seater convertible in a wonderful peacock blue metallic with contrasting and complementary parchment leather interior. It don't get better than this, does it? If this is your bag, and quite frankly, why isn't it if it isn't? Because come on, look at it. 50 to 55,000 pounds, yeah, on the Bentley Azure. 57 MG Magnet. It's not all sports cars with MG. Although this is a sporting saloon, is it not? A charming example in grey and black, complemented by beautifully retrimmed red leather interior. Yeah, that's just been done, hasn't it? These seats have hardly been sat in. 1500cc engine, it's done 90,000 miles since new. It's got a manual transmission, 7 former keepers, the cabin's good, having benefited from an extensive retrim in lovely red leather. Blood red, like Dr. Martin boots. But nicer than that. A considerable amount of work has been undertaken in recent years. There's a great history file with this car. The mechanical specification has been upgraded. Front disc brakes, yeah. Electronic ignition, yes. More recent maintenance includes an alternator, a new one, last year. Lubrication service and inspection, engine tune-up and ignition timing reset. The Magnet was driven to the auction and is said to be driving well. What a lovely thing. A sports saloon. The MG Magnet ZB rather, Magnet ZB from 1957 in grey and black. MG Owners Club. I love it. So elegant. Quite American, like a shrunken down American car from the same period. You're going, it's nothing like that. What are you talking about? Yeah, I think it's got some American influences. I love the interior. That's the best, I think that's the most beautiful steering wheel I've ever seen. Just fabulous. Wonderful. With a ring horn. Does it work? Yes, of course it works. 5,000 to 7,000 pounds. Well, let's talk sports saloons. 1991 Ford Sierra Sapphire RS Cosworth. Legendary 2-litre turbocharged Cosworth YB, 4-wheel drive, 5-speed manual gearbox, approximately 400 brake horsepower on this one, with upgraded induction cooling, silicon pipework and a strut brace. New Escort Cosworth wheels fitted in 2025, was that, does it say? Yeah. Costing £2,000 for the Escort Cosworth wheels alone. Original lights and indicators retained and are supplied with the car. Yeah, because it's got some saucy quad headlights, just to make it look a bit different. Can we have a word about your number plate, sir? Yeah, it's very cool. Thank you, Ossifer. The interior features black leather sports seats, RS steering wheel. There is some wear to the driver's bolster. 33,000 miles since new, but that mileage, although recorded there, is unverified. There is a little bit of a discrepancy in the 2008 MOT history. We tell you those things because we ain't hiding nothing for you. We are here to provide a service to the vendor and the buyer. If we see something wrong, we find something in the paperwork that doesn't add up, we tell you. It's not necessarily a bad thing. It can be a mistake. It can be an anomaly. But we draw your attention to it. What a great car. Look at the interior. Fantastic. Are those wheels? £2,000 last year just for those wheels. 23,000 to 25,000, the 1991 Ford Sierra RS Cosworth. 4-wheel drive. It's been lowered, that, rather obviously. Or is it those wheels? No. No, it's been lowered. The front end's, yeah, looks mean. Ford Capri S. Ooh, an automatic Capri. Mark III Capri featuring the later aerodynamic styling improvements, quad headlamps. Yes. Yes. 2-litre, inline-4, factory steel sunroof. Yeah, and it's not all rotten round it. It's all good round the sunroof. The car is in good to very good condition for its year. Extensive restoration and maintenance was carried out. A full respray back in 2018. A new exhaust system at the same time. The wheels look great. The tyres are in good order. Ford Capri S. Has it got the S decals on the side? Of course it's got the S decals on the side. I had one of these in Star Mist Silver. Somebody's put an auxiliary lock on the, like deadlocks on the doors here because these were so nickable. Hey, and guess what happened to mine? That's right, someone blinking well nicked it. Perhaps I should have put deadlocks on mine. 6,500 to 8,500 miles. The automatic 2-litre Ford Capri S. Speaking of the car you always promise yourself, 1972 Ford Capri Mark 1 2000 Special GT. V4 rare engined model. That Ford V4, yeah, 2-litre V4. Red with a black interior, Essex V4, 4-speed manual. UK market right-hand drive Capri, making it a rare example of the much-loved Mark 1. 4 former keepers, very good condition. Fire engine red, vinyl roof, bare metal respray on this one. At a cost, look how lovely it is, look how shiny it is, look how straight it is. Whoever painted this knew what they were doing. By goodness me, I almost said a swear then. Because I've just seen how much that respray cost and it was 5,000 of your English pounds. It is very good though, very good. What else can I tell you about this car? 83,000 miles, but we don't think that's the true mileage. The original dashboard was replaced because of non-functioning cluster lights. The original mileage is around 52,000, not what it says on the dash, 83,000, because we've got all the MOTs. In 2018, this car was MOT'd and it only had 49,000 miles on it. Driven to the auction venue, showcased at the Netley Marsh Steam Rally, and it's got a louver on the back screen. So to me, those are all pluses. Love a steam rally, me. 14,000 to 16,000 pounds. What a great looking car. Fantastic. I like Aston Martins. I like Jags. I like Bentleys and all that. But the people's cars, the people's performance car. A car this great looking with performance and a bit of style and a bit of luxury for people like my dad who worked in a mill. You know, not just the bloke who owned the mill. Bit of politics, as Ben Elton used to say. I'll move swiftly on. 1993 Saab 900S convertible. I know who'd like this. Me. Yeah, not him, me. Extensively, wow, this is in good order. These were dailies. My pal had one of these and he dailied it and he put a lot of miles on it. The people who bought these didn't put them away or use them for special holidays or, you know, trips. It was they racked up the miles. So it's rare to see one in this condition. Combining Saab's distinctive styling and engineering with the practicality of a usable 4-seater convertible. Yeah, look how big it is in the back. Loads of room in the back. In 2025, this car had a replacement clutch and slave cylinder. New mohair hood was fitted just last year and tons of expenditure from 2020 to 2025. This car was blue but was resprayed in 2013 to Rosso Caterpillar red. Rosso Caterpillar? Oh, okay. Right. What more can you tell me about it? Well, he said, making his iPod work again because it had gone to sleep, 164,000 miles from new, 7 keepers. Saab specialist Paradise Workshop have done a lot of the work on this car, and we have paperwork to back that up. 3-spoke alloy wheels, let's have a look. Yeah. Oh no, 4-spoke. 3-spoke, 4-spoke, 3-spoke. 3-spoke. I 3-spoke too soon. Yeah. Remember when they were like the coolest thing ever? And of course, they've got the impact bumpers, but those clever Swedes incorporated them a lot better than a lot of other manufacturers, so they didn't look too terrible. Porsche did a good job with theirs as well. But it kind of, the car's not trying to look pretty, is it? It's trying to look like different and functional. And it all works really well, I think. Wow. Remember when Saab were like, they were like, what would be the equivalent today? It's hard to think, isn't it? Tesla? Yeah, the same people that are buying Teslas, or bought, maybe not now because Tesla are very popular, but the early adopter of Tesla in the UK with the same sort of people, like my pal who was a systems designer for sort of chemical works and stuff like that, you know, like a technical professional person. They love the precision and the functionality of a Saab. Anyway, enough of all the sociology stuff. £5,000 to £6,000 on the 93 Saab 900S convertible with its 2-litre engine, 5-speed manual gearbox, black leather interior, and Rosso Caterpillar red. I don't know if I'm keen. To me, that's burgundy. But if you want to call it Rosso Caterpillar red, that's entirely up to you. Let's have a look at a divisive car which was surprisingly popular in its day. In fact, much more popular than some people would have you believe. They sold more of these than any other of the TR two-seater cars, I'll tell you that. 1980 Triumph TR7, convoyable, not the hard top. It's been painted green at some point. Not the best paint job in the world, but it's all there. Car's very straight, despite the questionable quality of the paintwork. 4 keepers from new, first registered in 1980. It was blue at one point, but it's now British Racing Green. Despite the exterior colour change, the car retains its original blue interior. Yeah, it does look a bit odd, because as my dear mother would say, blue and green should never be seen. So you might want to keep the top up. They're very nice and useful and fully working convoyable hood. The vendor describes the car as good, although the paint does have some micro blistering on the rear quarters and some blemishes. Well, yes. The paperwork includes MOT certificates from 1999 to 2002, the 2024 MOT, which it passed with no advisories. Let's have a look at the mileage on this one. It's done, according to this. Is that a 1? The 0. The thing is, the needle at rest is covering up the first digit. Look on the dial. So 3,424 miles. But what's the digit there? Maybe they should have thought about that when they presumably you have to fire it up and start it. Interior is in good order. It doesn't match very well with the exterior, but all of that is reflected in what I'm about to say. This car is offered in Saturday's sale at no reserve. The 1980 Triumph TR7. Driven more than 40 miles to the auction, it is roadworthy and usable. 1956 Austin, like me, I'm roadworthy and usable. Am I? Please, Lewis, no. Camera's going like that. 1956 Austin A35 van. Look at it. You've got to love this vehicle, haven't you? Come on. Extensively restored and tastefully modified, it says here, to combine classic styling with modern performance and usability. A lot of work on this. Pale yellow and cream. I want to eat it. It's like a fondant fancy. You know those cakes, Mr. Kipling, fondant fancies? They're in pink, like a red and yellow. Pale yellow and cream like this. I want to eat it. It looks delicious. 1.6 litre Mazda MX-5 engine. Oh yeah, like 3 times as much power as it would have had originally, possibly more. Providing significantly improved performance, reliability and everyday drivability. Disc brakes on the front, electric windows, heated windscreen, central locking, reversing camera, stainless steel exhaust, timber floor in the back. Somebody spent a ton of money on this lovely little example of British commercial vehicle history. Great interior, custom interior as well. I am looking at this and in my head I'm doing the sums, doing the math, as our American cousins would say, because it's obviously very American inspired, this little Austin A35. And I'm thinking many, many, many thousands of pounds to get it to this state. How much do we think it will sell for? Well, this Saturday in our August sale at Manor Park Classics South, we think this lovely Austin A35 from 1956 with a considerable injection of modern Mazda will sell for between £6,000 and £8,000. Could you possibly kip in the back if you had to for some reason? Probably not. I always have to have at least one vehicle around that I can kip in if I have to, because You do, don't you? You know, you can't just have... I was going to say you can't sleep on a motorcycle. I have done that, but as a younger man. £6,000 to £8,000 on the little Austin. Southern Microcar User Group. They call themselves Smug. And that is a Peel Trident. And the fact that I know that makes me feel both happy and sad at the same time. Now here's an odd thing, not a 1998 BMW 316 compact, but one in this condition. I mean, this would have been, would it not, the cheapest car in BMW's range at that time. And the people who stretched to afford one would have absolutely hammered all the life out of it until it was all worn out and ready to be thrown away. Well, no. Whoever had this one from new, nearly 30 years ago now, looked after it. It has done under 18,000 miles. Find another one of these with that sort of mileage on it. It's got the sport pack, so it's got a sunroof and it's got alloy wheels, solid red paintwork, which is in really good condition, apart from the back bumper. The paint liked being on metal, didn't like being on plastic nearly as much. That would be a relatively simple thing to do. The purchase receipt shows this vehicle having the sport pack specification, which include a 5-speed manual gearbox, alloy wheels, sunroof, ABS and power steering. Bright red exterior, anthracite cloth interior, very, very good condition. Some lack appeal to that back bumper. Recent maintenance in 2025. New front and rear discs and pads, a new battery, new washer jets, new wiper blades. An MOT until this November. Find another one of these. I bet you can't. Almost mint. Under 20,000 miles from new. BMW 316 SI. Wow. They were everywhere, weren't they? The most affordable BMW. And now you rarely see one, and you rarely see one in that condition. I had one of these, and it was this colour even. 1993 Volvo 850 SE. I got it from a friend. I ran around in it for a couple of years. It was a great family car. It was super reliable. Nothing ever went wrong in 2 years of use. I think I put a tyre on it. I think that was about it. I put a part one tyre on it while we were out shopping. That was the amount of maintenance I did on the Volvo 850 SE that I owned. It was a bit grubbier inside than this one, and I can't admit having 3 young kids at the time, but I'll tell you what a great car, what a comfortable car, what an accommodating car. It's the SE, so you've got a sunroof. I don't think you got aircon on these, did you? Nah, it said SE, but you didn't get air conditioning. They don't have air conditioning in Sweden, they don't need it. Look at the paintwork. Again, these cars were almost a victim of their own competence. Hey, look at that, I remember that. You could get a pushchair in there for 2. My younger 2, there's exactly a year between them. And so we had the old double buggy in there and throw the shopping in somehow. And it was this colour, I quite like it. It's boxy, but it's good. The 1993 Volvo 850 SE, 2-litre 20-valve 5-cylinder petrol engine. Was it originally an Audi engine? A VW Audi engine? Tell me in the comments. In December 2014, at 70,000 miles, this one got a replacement engine and the cam belt kit, spark plugs, fluids, oil filter and radiator. The car's showing 74,000 miles, has a valid MOT until March next year. Its originality, its manual gearbox, its low mileage. It's exactly the same as the one that I had. This colour, cloth interior, sunroof. Cool, the memories are coming flooding back. And the memories are this, of me just not appreciating what a good car it was. I had an Alfa, I had a Lancia, I had a Jeep, but this was the battle boss. This was the one that we depended on, that took us everywhere, that seemingly never needed any maintenance. Although this car's had a lot of maintenance down the years. Yeah, I didn't look after mine, somebody's looked after this one. The paintwork is great. That front number plate is doing a disservice to this car and needs repairing, and somebody needs to get on the old back to black on these, you know, plastic parts. The old back to black, get busy. The rarity of this car in this condition is reflected in the price, we reckon. The hammer will fall between £4,000 and £6,000 in our August sale here at Manor Park Classics South this coming Saturday. Here's something you don't see every day. A year 2000, let's all meet up in the year 2000, as Jarvis Cocker said, and buy a Mercedes-Benz S55 AMG. I think you would have needed rock star money for one of these back in the day. The good news is you don't now. 5.4 litre, naturally aspirated, no turbocharging or supercharging here. Luxury, refinement and performance. It was black, it is blue now. A very sort of vibrant shade of blue. However, the interior remains cool and classy with these luxurious black leather seats, heated and electrically sort of motivated and all that sort of stuff. It's got the AMG styling package, including 18-inch alloy wheels, heated and ventilated front and rear seats, front and rear, electric memory seats, a sunroof, Parktronic, keyless go, soft closed doors. Soft closed doors, let's have a try at that. Go on. Presumably. Right. Right, the vendor reports that the car drives well and recently completed a 50-mile journey to the auction without any issues. 130,000 miles in the last 26 years. There's some paint bubbling, there's a scratch on the rear bumper. Other than that, it's in great condition. I think this represents a significant bargain. The wheels are in good order, the tyres are very decent. £4,000 to £6,000 for this much Mercedes-Benz motor car. I think, look at the accommodation in the back. Yeah, get in the back. Sit back, relax. You've got heated and ventilated seats in the back as well. No expense spared back in the year 2000, but expense very much spared now in 2026. We think the hammer will fall between £4,000 and £6,000. Porsche 928. Now, I was early in saying that these were overrated, and you can check on the YouTube. Everyone's saying how underrated they are now. But I was early saying, hey, you know what was really good and doesn't get the credit it deserves? The Porsche 928, and they were really cheap then. They're not as cheap as they were, but I think you're still going to be surprised how affordable this 1989 Porsche 928 S4 is. This one has done, believe it or not, look at the condition, it looks great. Over 150,000 miles. Close inspection reveals all sorts of minor little bits and bobbles and stuff that needs to be improved. It needs touching up here, there and everywhere, but you know, you could say the same about me. The interior is equally impressive, it says. Let's have a look. I love this design here, just that. Well, there are all sorts of things about this car I love, but I love that. And you've still got a key, you've just got the handle there, big old door. And then you look inside and you think, yeah, the inside looks like it goes with the outside. It's a very cohesive, it was a blank piece of paper design, the Porsche 928. And people say, oh yeah, it's the car that was intended to replace the 911. I've done a lot of reading around this and I'm not convinced. I think this was a Grand Tourer, not a true sports car like the 911 is, not a true performance car, a Grand Tourer, like a Jag, and I think, and like a Chevrolet Corvette. And I think that's who Porsche were competing with in the all-important American market. Big engines in the front, 2+2, coupe design, still looks great, so distinctive. Like I said, this one's done 150,000 miles from new, but you never know it, although you might if you get very close up to it. However, it comes with a stamped service and substantial history file containing the invoices and supporting documentation. Beautifully presented V8 Grand Tourer with a great maintenance record on this car. 14,500 to 16,500 pounds. Like I said, they're not as cheap as they were, but they were ridiculously and stupidly cheap at one point. People have realised how great they are. What a car. The amount of R&D work that Porsche did on this car, it was unprecedented at the time. and that's why they still drive so great today. 14,500 to 16,500 pounds. Here's an under the radar bargain in our sale this Saturday, the August sale at Manor Park Classics South. It doesn't look like much. It doesn't really stand out in the crowd because you've got your AMG, you've got your Brabus, and then you've got Clayman or Kleeman. Subtlety seems to be their watchword in all things. Danish Mercedes-Benz tuning specialist Kleeman, known for developing discreet high-performance upgrades for Mercedes-Benz. So it's got a Kleeman exhaust system. It's finished in tanzanite blue metallic with a beige leather interior. It's got the 5-litre V8, 302 brake horsepower. We've got an AMG styling package, command navigation, Parktronic steering sensors, heated front seats, electric glass sunroof. How marvellous. Look at the interior. Absolutely gorgeous. Not a lot of wear at all. Yeah. Oh, the smell is... Oh, what's that? Vanilla? Rather lovely. Right. 170,000 miles from new. Has it got a discreet performance exhaust? Yes, it has. Can we find any bumps, scratches, or evidence of any sort of supermarket dings or anything like that by having a good look down the side? No, it is as straight as an arrow on both sides. And I'll tell you what, are these Kleeman's own wheels? I think they are. They are rather lovely and clad with a very decent set of Michelin Sport tyres. Pilot Sport, Michelin Pilot Sports. The wheels are in great order. They look like they've been recently refurbed because the centre cap could do with a bit of love, but the wheel itself looks fantastic. Very subtle, even the performance exhaust. You know, it's not shouting from the rooftops. It's just saying, I don't have to try too hard. And you could be saying that too if you bid on this car in our sale. Coming up this Saturday, we start at noon, and we reckon this one will sell. This astonishingly rare car will sell, well, the hammer will go down between £7,000 and £9,000. Don't forget the fees and all the other associated guff, all of which you can find in a very clear and easy to understand form at our website, manorparkclassics.com. 2007 Mercedes SL320, a flagship Grand Tourer with V8 power. God, this is a big car. For a it reminds me of my old 560 SEC, an unnecessarily large German car with more performance than should be allowed, probably, but is allowed, thank goodness. Germanite grey, how appropriate, with a grey leather interior, complemented by burr walnut. Let's have a look. I thought the alarms might start going off there. Yeah, this is like my 560 SEC. Everything's big, everything's heavy, everything's over-engineered, everything's built to an astonishing level of quality. Look at the seats, look at the dash, the rear seats. Oh, it's all fabulous. You know what? I'm going to do this because I can. I had this in my 560, yeah. I love that. Oh, yeah, look at that. Wonderful. You can't beat a German-made pillarless coupe with a whacking great V8 in the front, rear-wheel drive. The quality is unmatched. 5.5 litre V8 on this one, 7-speed automatic, 127,000 miles on this one, aircon, ABS, alloy wheels, headlamp waders, I think that might be washers. Headlamp waders sounds interesting, never seen that. Power assisted steering, sunroof, heated electric seats, Distronic Plus cruise control. Velour floor mats, adaptive stoplight flashing, heightened theft protection, park assist, climate control. The list goes on and on and on, and so do I. Because I need to tell you what's on the car, because you might be in I like this Germanite grey. It's grey, but it seems to have a hint of red in it. It's classy. The wheels perhaps need a little bit of love, just a touch up. They don't need refurbing the whole wheel. Tyres are good, very straight. No damage to these mirrors, which will be very expensive to replace, I should imagine. Oh, and a slightly offset number plate, just to be a bit, you know, bit different, bit saucy. Great looking car, nearly 20 years old now. No reserve on that one. And now for something completely different. I've already said that, haven't I? But it is completely different. A 1955 Singer Hunter, finished in dark green with a horse's head mascot. Fabulous. Mind you, you wouldn't want to, you know, I mean, if you're running somebody over, I think that's the least of their worries, but I don't think it'd be allowed now, would it? Finished in dark green with a brown interior. Of course it's got a brown interior, but it's got a bench seat. Damn right it's got a bench seat. And it's got a leather seat, and it's got a wooden wheel or a wood effect wheel. I think that might be plastic. Well, Bakelite masquerading as wood. Lovely sort of Bakelite knobs and switches on here. Do you know what it smells like in here? It smells of old. It's got that lovely old car smell that you get when you've got like sprung seats with horsehair sort of padding and all that sort of stuff. Plenty of room in the back. You've got the easy egress. Some people call them suicide doors. I say wrong way round doors. Described by the vendor as running and driving. Comes with an extensive file, and it's been in the Singer's Owners Club magazine. Well presented exterior with a good shine to the paintwork. Largely original engine bay, and affordable and characterful entry into 1950s British classic motoring, courtesy of the vendor and us lot here at Manor Park Classics South. How fantastic, and for sale, offered this Saturday with no reserve. BMW 528i Auto. Outstanding £15,000 specification with extensive original documentation. Supplied new in Germany, imported to the UK in the same year. Right on drive, was that BAOR, British Army? Yeah, was it perhaps somebody serving over there who brought this car back? Or was it somebody working over there? I don't know, but sold new in Germany, right on drive, and brought here the same year. One former keeper, 61,000 miles from new. That's all since 1999. This is called, right, I'm going to take a run up at this colour. Wish me luck. Welschenblau, metallic, with a BMW Lotus white and blue Nappa leather interior. Let's have a look at that and see how fantastic it looks. Yeah, wow, this is very of its time, isn't it? Not to everyone's taste, but do you know what? I love it. It really suits the character of the car, doesn't it? And it's in great condition. Not everyone would like it, but I do. And you might as well. Especially when you hear that it's accompanied by a 195 brake horsepower, 2.8 litre straight six with a 5-speed Steptronic automatic gearbox. Yeah, so you don't bother with a clutch, but you choose, or you can choose, when to change gear, or you can just bung it in drive. Wow, those doors are heavy. They are substantial. Presented in very good overall condition. There's a few paintwork blemishes here on that rail that'd be relatively easy to sort out. It's got the hi-fi upgrade, heated electric memory sports seats, and even with all of that, I wasn't sure about this colour, but it's kind of growing on me. I'll try it again. Welschenblau. Lavender, my mother would call it. Like, yeah, lavender, like Parma violets. £6,000 to £8,000. Rare and unusual. The interior's very striking. £6,000 to £8,000, the 1999 BMW 528i Auto. Porsche 944, 1986. 3 litre Series 2, 13 years with the current keeper. 2.5 litre originally fitted. It's been upgraded to a 3 litre for a 944 from 1991. Paired with a manual gearbox, that surely is going to be a 5-speed. The guards red with a black leather interior. It's the classic Porsche combo, isn't it? The car's got 17-inch alloy wheels, a sunroof, black leather interior, an alarm and a Pioneer stereo. In 2022, the inner and outer sills were repaired, the underside was sealed, and extensive photographic evidence of this work is available with the car. The brake calipers refurbished and powder coated, new discs and pads fitted. Further maintenance included the cam belt, balance shaft replacement, and all that work carried out by JMG Porsche. In 2014, it was resprayed. The dashboard has some cracking, the headlining needs attention, the rev counter is about 1000 RPM out, and the odometer is currently not recording mileage. This car needs some love, and it deserves it. It comes with the original spoiler, steering wheel and side skirts. Yeah, because is that original, or is that a later one that's been added? Described as a fair example. Well, if it says it comes with the original one, that's obviously not, or else it wouldn't say that. Described as a fair example, yeah, that is fair as well. It's a fair example. It remains usable. It was driven 50 miles to get here and offers an interesting enthusiast with substantial mechanical and structural work already completed, the opportunity to turn it. I like the wheels. Are they Boxster wheels? Maybe not. I like the smoky effect on them. Yeah, pretty cool. Either new or newish necks and tyres on it as well. It's guards red with a black interior. It's a 944 from 1986 and it is cheap, we reckon, for one of these, because the estimate is £6,000 to £7,000 on that 1986 Porsche 944. It's got issues, but haven't we all? Come on, you could be the person to make all of that good again. Somebody's nicked the badge off there, but then again, they would the swines. That's it. Once again, quality, variety, and something that just stops me in my tracks. Don't forget, our sale starts at 12 noon this Saturday, the 22nd of August at Manor Park Classics South. You've got to be in it to win it. Register to bid at our website, manorparkclassics.com. Go on, you know you want to.